This is Mike from WickedControls.com. I'll show you today is the installation of the XCM case with LEDs on a wireless Xbox controller. I've already taken the controller apart, 7 screws on the case itself, the original case. And what you need to do is remove the 7, including the 1 screw that's underneath the sticker in the battery pack area, so don't forget that. Alright, so basically I have it apart, analog's off, and the roll mode is already taken off. So what I'm going to do now is show you the removal of the triggers. Pops off like that. Make sure not to lose the spring. Sometimes they can shoot out. There we go. And installation of these blue triggers. What I like to do is sand it a little bit. Use sandpaper or steel wool over this. There we go. Just at the very top there. Any excess plastic is not required, but something I like to do. Cuts down the squeaking. Alright, here we go. So, spring. Line up with all the tabs there, lock it in place, take the screwdriver. Your kit comes with one similar to this. In place. The next one. In place, check it, we're good. Alright, here's the case, pop the halves off, like this. I've already done some hot glue right at the base here. What I like to do is use this hot glue gun here, right at the base with the wires, touch the board, with the hot glue, a little glob of it, nothing too hot. And then I separate the wires, you have these black, red, and white ones right here. So I like trim down just a little bit. Tend to be a little on the long side, so I like to trim it down. You don't have to. Alright, so leave that at the hot glue set for a minute or two. In the meantime, these are the rings of lights that go around the analog. So take these out of the package. A little double stick tape on the back, peel that off. There we go. On the one wire, right here, set it right. There, just press it down firmly. The next one, right. Get to make the LED line up right with the top of that analog, and then press it down like that. Make sure it's centered right above there. Press it down firmly. Now at this point, I like to add a little bit of hot glue. There. 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 And right above where the wire is. Set that right in place. Locks all the wires and the boards in place there. Push it down, flat. Watch out for the stringy hot glue there. And again, top corner that locks all these wires in place so they don't pop off the board, which can be a problem. So there we go. And you have this line in the middle there. There's double stick tape that comes with it, but like I said, I prefer hot glue. So just a little bit of glue right along there. You shouldn't have to get the board too hot. You can watch the LEDs from the ring of lights right there. And just a little bit more near the top to keep that wire locked in place. You never have to worry about it popping off anything. like that. So you should have that little connector, which we'll put in later. So little stringies. Careful on that. So let that go down. All right, back to the case here. What I do now is these pads, contact pads, which we took off originally from the original control, put in place, and put in place. There you go, make sure they lock in place good. And now, so these have already been trimmed. What we want to do is the board, put these clear analogs on. There's a little guide on it, a little flat spot there. You should press in firmly, make sure it seats all the way down. Like that. Just check movement, make sure everything's good. Sounds good. Now the next step is important. Black, red, and white. On this type of controller, which is called a matrix, it has two boards right here. It gets wired differently than the other style, which is called the CG or CG2. Only has one board right in the middle here. If you got that style, what you want to do is wire this a little bit differently. There's 3 posts here. This particular one with the 2 chips, which is the matrix. Black wire goes on top, white one on the bottom. The case with only the 1 chip right in the center here. The white one goes on top, the black one on the bottom. Alright. Good low wattage solder gun. Black one on top. White one on bottom. Make sure you have good contact. Make sure the little wires don't touch any of the other little contacts. Then the red wire goes over on the board where the plus is right there. On the CG and the matrix, they are both the same spot. It's a little tricky on the last one here. There we go. All locked in place. Careful not to tear them from the board when you're moving it. Another time, let's use a little bit of hot glue right here. Keep the wires in place again. And rotate it around before you actually put it into the controller. This connector here. What I like to do is plug it in down the bottom there. Pair of tweezers, usually the best. Do it if you have small hands, but grab it like that. This can be tricky also, so patience is definitely. And it only goes in one way. Black wire will be on the top. Press right down into locks in place. It's a short wire, so be careful. There we go. Now this wire likes to free float right here. Keep it away from the bumper one there. So just kind of feed it behind there as you feed the controller in. There we go. Now, make sure the pad stays in place there. Else in the bottom there. Looks good. Feed it in, press it in slowly. You don't want to force anything in. There we go. Sometimes the sync button here, there's a little tab right here. You might have to force it up, let the board drop in behind it. Check that before we put it together. Always a good thing to do. Press in place. Now, the vibration motors. with a small weight goes up top here. Larger weight to the bottom. The other thing I forgot to mention is the black insert here. I like to put a little bit of hot glue right down the bottom, both tabs right there. Keeps it locked in place during assembly. Doesn't have to be done, but another good thing I learned over the years assembling these. So I get this in. Bottom half. Pop the battery pack out. Best way to do is line it up with these posts, battery posts. Like that. Pull the triggers in as you do it. If you get through, might stop right around here. Just keep pulling the triggers. Press it in. Here, click in place. And time to screw it together. Alright, throw a fresh set of batteries in. Lock it in place. It goes well, just light it up. And there you go.